Simpson. And Japan have gone absent without leave. This is Whitmore. Hall and Gale both available. It's still Whitmore. It is the Reggae Boys who take the lead.
Ball shot.
And then there's it. We've already had kickoff, but then there is it. We're here at the BCN Sports watch along of the first quarterfinal match between France and Morocco. France in all white, Morocco in their red tops. So let me go ahead and change that out right now. But do remember, hit the like, hit the subscribe button. I'm not turning on the Facebook stream. I think we have some bad mind people out there, watching us, and I think our channel has been, we got our channel taken down on Facebook, and I think because people complain about it, I guess because we're not showing the games, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. But the show must go on. Free kick here to France in their first half. France in their full white strips. Starting with Magnan in goal, Digne on the left, Saliba and Upamecano is the centre-back pairing. Jules Koundé is on the right. We have Rabiot and Kone starting in the central midfield. The front four stays intact. Doué and Dembele on the flanks. Olise in the middle, and then Mbappe up top. And here's Hakimi going with an early foray here for France, for Morocco. And let's go through the Moroccan lineup real quick. We have Bono in goal, Salah, Edine, Mazraoui, Diop, and Hakimi, the back four. Elonai and Boad as the two holding midfielders. El Canouz, Onani, and Talibi, they have as the 3-10s, and Brahim Diaz up top as the danger man himself is out injured. Interesting lineup here for both teams. Let's see how they fare as the World Cup Final 8 kicks off. The World Cup has always been serious, but this is where it gets really, 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 really serious now. There's too much. The pageantry is done. We're now in the serious times of the World Cup. Both teams trading forays up front, trying to get their feet in. Here's Upamecano, gets the ball over to Saliba. Saliba in the center circle, gets the ball to Rabiot. Rabiot still looking, gets the ball to Doué. Doué gets the ball back to, this is Mbappe. Mbappe probing and getting the ball out right to Dembele. Here's Dembele on the wing. Tries to get the ball into Olise. Ball gets picked up by the corner. Back to Saliba. Saliba out left to Digne. Digne further out left to Doué. Here's Doué. Has a chance to put the ball in the box. Now picked short. And a long shot here by Mbappe. And Bono does well. Going down smartly and pushing it out for a corner. I was going to go wide. Quick corner taken here by France. Here's Dembele. Top of the 18. Put the ball back post. There's a free header. And another save by Bono. This one was much better. I think that was Upamecano with a free header. And a good save there by Bono. Here's Koundé. All right to Olise. Talk about warning signs. Here's Olise. Taking Saladin down the wing, and he does well, shepherded out for throwing for France. That was a free header for Upamecano. He did well, put it down in front of the goalkeeper. It just wasn't far enough to the corner. Here's Mbappe. As Morocco is under a lot of pressure, Mbappe over dribbles around Hakimi, and the ball goes out for a goal kick to Morocco. Bright start here for France, though. Very bright start for France. Do remember, hit the like and the subscribe button. Morocco in possession. France employing a high press here. Morocco force kick it long. Saliba chooses to kick it long instead of taking it down. And it will go out for a goal kick for Morocco. Here's Morocco in possession, looking long. Saliba again chooses to go long instead of taking it down. Dembele heads it on. And Saladin it heads it further on to his goalkeeper Bono. Here's Ayonoe. It's a ball out to Hakimi. Ushered out by Elise, and that's a throw in for Morocco deep in their half. 0-0 early days in the 6th minute. But France already knocking on the door. Saliba again in possession. Rabiot tries to head it on. Only goes as far as Hakimi. Hakimi closed on by Doué. Ball fortunately gets out to Brahim Diaz. Actually, that's El Khanous. Here's El Khanous, forced to go back towards in his own half. And now here's El Ayanoy. Gets the ball out left to Saladin. Ian back to El Ayanoy. Ayanoy goes back to Mazrouari, who's today playing as a centre back instead of his customary left wing back position. Probably one of the most versatile players in world football right now, Mazrouari. Definitely in the World Cup. He's played multiple positions in the World Cup. And did it well too. Here's Mazrouari. So ball out right to Jupe. Jupe gets the ball back to Mazrouari. Mazrouari goes inside to Ayanoy. Ball gets out left to Saladin. Here's El Khanous. As Morocco is now trying to get a feel of the ball at their feet. They've had a long stretch of possession here, but it's all been in their half. Now they try to go long, and France now back in possession. Here's Elisa. Gets the ball out to Rabiot. Gets over the halfway mark. Gets the ball out left to Doué. Continues his run. Doué chooses to go inside. And Boda does well, but Doué does well to track it down and cause a foul on Doué. Here's Morocco in possession. Here's Bodad. Or Boad. Here's Diaz. Tries to get Hakimi going. Hakimi ushered out there by Saliba comfortably, and it goes out for a goal kick to France. Here's Dembele. Try to get the ball inside to, but Coney does well. And here's Mbappe. Mbappe gets the ball out left to Doué. Doué puts it on his right foot and fires a shot off Diop. And it goes out for a throw in to France. France clearly has no intention of holding the ball and doing any kind of multiple passes. They are trying to quickly turn the ball into attack and get a shot on goal. Here's Doué crowded out. And here's Boad. Boad chooses to go back to Hakimi. Hakimi goes right back to Boad instead it goes to Onai. Onai back to Hakimi. Hakimi back to Onai. And now they go all the way back to the goalkeeper with France employing a little bit of a press here. It's not a full-on press, but France is making themselves present around every pass that Morocco has, forcing the goalkeeper to go long. Easily handled there by Saliba. And Rabiot just sends it up long. And Saliba again. And now Diop in position. Diop to Boad. Boad out right to Hakimi. Hakimi chooses to go back to Onai. Trying to get the ball to Hakimi, but again Saliba does well. Rabiot miscontrols. And Morocco now looking for a foul, and there's none to be given. The ball taken up there by Kunde. Here's Dembele. It's the ball back to Kunde. Kunde goes inside to Elisa. Elisa look with his head up, trying to find an option going forward. Chooses to go past the higher flight himself. It goes back to Kone. Kone now. People, this is the watch along. Quarterfinals, France versus Morocco. Here's Dembele in possession on the right wing. Gets the ball out right to Elisa. France probing. Elisa has 4 defenders for company. Still able to get the ball out to Kunde, who gets the ball out to Kone, gets the ball back to Saliba. And Saliba tries to force the ball to do it, and it's taken away by Brahim Diaz. Here's Brahim Diaz running at the back 4 and easily shrugged off the ball by Kone. Easily shrugged off the ball. And Brahim Diaz is on the floor rolling around like he just got shot. He did not get shot, Brahim Diaz. Just get up. Here's Dembele. Tries to get the ball into space here for Mbappe. He does get it in the 18. Mbappe has Diop for company. Chooses to go back, trying to get to Kone for a one-time shot. Defender does well to deflect it, but the ball gets right back. And here's Olise on the right wing. Choosing an option here, as France is definitely probing. Here's Rabiot, top of the box. Get the ball out left to Doué. Doué back to Rabiot. Now out to Digne. Digne with a high cross in. Could not pick out a white shirt. Morocco is able to head the ball away, but it only goes as far as Upamecano. And here's Olise. As pressure is starting to mount. And here's Mbappe on the right wing. Get the ball to Olise. Olise to Kone. Kone inside to Saliba. Saliba to Rabiot. Here's Olise. Chopped down. And it's a free kick to France. As Olise was chopped down unceremoniously there. Looks like it's Illinois. I'll look at Ibrahim Diaz, no call. That's done. 37 yards away from goal. Dembele and Olise standing over it. Olise puts it in the box. Only can find a Moroccan head. Gets out to Kunde. Kunde back to Olise. Olise now to Saliba. Saliba out left to Doué. Doué inside. As Mbappe had more space than he thought when he turned. But Morocco did well to force a deflection, and now they're back in possession. Trying to get out their own half. As France is employing, I wouldn't call it a press, but France is around every short pass. Here's Morocco. Does well to navigate out that press. Now getting into the French half. And a good 1-2 touch here with Brahim Diaz. And Brahim Diaz with another poor touch. And the referee does call the play back for an early infraction. Looks like it was on Onai, as Onai was fouled by Digna. And it's now a free kick to Morocco midway in the French half. As we have Hakeem lining up the free kick. Here's a kick by Morocco in the box. Overshoots everybody. Goes out for a goal kick. Goal kick to France as we're 15 minutes into the first half. France versus Morocco, quarterfinals. The winner of this match plays against the winner of Spain versus Bolivia. Bolivia. Spain versus Belgium, and that's tomorrow at 3 o'clock. That game will be on tomorrow at 3 or 4. Tomorrow at 4. That's 4 Eastern. Here's Digne in possession. Mbappe acts for the ball and gets it. Has 2 defenders for company. Gets by them. Now he has a 3rd defender for company. And wins himself a throw-in. And now the referee sends a throw-in for Morocco. Throw-in for Morocco, half midway into their first half, as we see the replay here. And it did hit off Mbappe's heel. So good call by the referee. Poor touch here by Morocco. And France is back in possession. Here's Rabiot. Gets the ball inside the corner. As France is now starting to feel like France is starting to turn the screws. It's starting to feel that way to me right now. They've figured out how they're being defended, and it looks like they're now ready to go at Morocco. And Morocco is doing well too, getting out the press and getting the ball in the attacking third. So it's setting up for a good game. Here's Rabiot, back to Saliba, back to Rabiot. Rabiot left to Digne. Digne to do it back to Rabiot. Rabiot to Saliba. Saliba to his partner, Upamecano. Upamecano out right to Kunde. Kunde further to the right wing to Elisa. Elisa now looking to run at the defenders. Does well to get into the middle. Here's Mbappe top of the box. Get the ball out left to Digne. Digne puts the ball back on his right foot. Gets a free header here by Dembele, and the goalkeeper looks like he was okay with it, but I think that was a lot closer. The header just goes wide. Let's see the replay. Yeah. It's fairly wide. But good build-up play here by France. And Morocco again unable to get out. But this time, the ball goes out for throw-in for Morocco. Hakimi with the ball ready to do throw-in. Here's France in possession with Kone. Kone gets the ball out right to Dembele. Dembele cuts the ball back his on the left foot, looking for a shot. Takes a deflection. Only goes as far as Upamecano. Gets the ball all the way out to Kunde. Kunde back to Kone, back to Upamecano. Upamecano back inside to Saliba. The Moroccan team, they're all compressed into an 18-yard space right outside the 18-yard box. So they are 36 yards away from goal, but all their players are within an 18-yard stretch. Here's Kunde, try to get the ball inside. It's deflected out for a corner kick. Corner kick to France. Elisa standing up of it in the 20th minute. Here's Dembele gets the ball in. Another free header here for Rabiot, and he only can head it up high and wide. France is finding some joys with these crosses into the box. There, they are finding some joy. They're just not converting them. Here's Morocco trying a short goal kick, and again, and Hakimi with a poor pass, and France is back in possession here. As this pressure is really starting to weigh on Morocco. Here's Rabiot, gets the ball back to Saliba. Saliba out right over Makano. Makano tries to get to Olise, who touches the back for Saliba. Here's Saliba in possession, gets the ball out left to Digna. Digna tries to find the space there for Rabiot, does well. Turn it back around, get the ball to Olise. Olise with the ball looking high for Kunde. A little bit too high, and it goes out for a goal kick to Morocco. We're about to hit the hydration break. Morocco would be very happy for this hydration break. Very happy as the pressure is starting to mount on them. Not much goal line pressure, like what happened in the first couple of minutes of the game, but the space is there for France, even though Morocco is playing with such a deep defensive line. I don't think that's Morocco's intent. I think that's is just the way how France's approach to the game is forcing them to do that. So it's interesting stuff here. Throwing for Morocco. Another poor touch here. Now Lisa can turn. Here's Mbappe. Get the ball to Elisa. Trying to get the ball out right to Dembele. Eventually gets to him. Now Dembele with the left back. And trying to do a little bit too much there and easily dispossessed. So here's Morocco now looking to break. Trying to send the ball down the left wing. And Salah then did well to get the ball deep in the French half, but he tried to turn it back to nobody. And now France is now in possession. Kylian Mbappe chopped down there by Boa, no call. Here's Brahim Diaz, out right to Hakimi, deep in the French half. Can Morocco do something with this one? Here's Hakimi trying to cut inside of Digna, and it's deflected down. There's a corner kick for Morocco. Here's Diaz off the short corner, headed away there by Rabiot. Can only get to Mbappe. Mbappe goes back to Saliba. Saliba gets the ball to Elisa. Elisa tries to beat his man. Unable to do so. Doué thought he was fouled. Referee says play on. Here's Morocco in possession. Top of the 18. Gets the ball out to Boad. Now they're forced to go back a little bit, and France can now set themselves up in their defensive shape. Here's Diaz. As Morocco seems to be enjoying their stretch of pressure here as Boad into the 18-yard box. And cleared away there by Saliba. And now here's France on the breakaway, 3 against 3. This is where France can be dangerous. Gets the ball to Mbappe. Mbappe has, and that is taken down by Mazraoui, and it is a penalty. It is a penalty for France, as Mazraoui was late, and Mbappe did a step over, get around him, and earned a penalty. Penalty for France. Not much debate there as we look at what could have been a foul on Hakimi, but Doué did get the ball first. And then we look at the step over by Mbappe, and yeah, Mazraoui was late. Definitely a penalty. Free kick for, I mean, penalty for. Penalty for. And VAR is. What the hell is VAR reviewing? Can Bono save a penalty from Mbappe as we are getting ready for the penalty kick? As Deschamps seems a little bit confident there. As Mbappe is waiting for the referee. Yo, this is crazy. This is crazy. And it's a save on the penalty. So it's still 0-0 as Mbappe's penalty was saved. But to be honest, the referee, yo, this World Cup is trash, yo. This World Cup is trash. As we're now in the hydration break, I don't, to be honest, people, I don't feel like doing this watch along anymore. I swear, I just feel like turn. I feel like turn off the. I feel like stop watching the World Cup. Yeah, I think I'm done with the World Cup. I think I'm done. the vibe already off from what happened with the um with the America red card. No, actually the vibe was off from the fans of the players cannot the fans of the teams are not allowed into the states, and then you have what they did with Iran, you have what them do with Egypt, you have videos out there with the Egypt Argentina game where women that were supporting Egypt, they were taken out the line and they were randomly searched while non-Egyptian supporters walked right into the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. There's just too much circulating around this World Cup, and I try. There are times when I have the vibe and the energy, and I love the game when it's somewhat neutral, or when it feel neutral. But then there are times when it don't feel neutral, and it just don't feel like it don't feel fun. Excuse me. And worse, I have a sinus. I don't know if it's an infection or what. But here's Elisa. Gets the ball up to the top. Ball out right to Mbappe. Mbappe to Dembele. And Dembele with a shot at just gone wide. Good 1-2 here with Morocco. Yeah, man, I try get back in the vibe. I try build back the vibe. Here's Morocco in possession. And boy, with a taken away by Due in the 18, and a good save there by the goalkeeper. That almost slid in as Due did well, as France caught boy in possession. Due did well, and just a little bit more to the corner. As Elisa gets ready to take the corner. Corner heads go up, and Upamecano, he heads the ball off the back of Mazrari, and now the goalkeeper has it. Here's France in possession. Oh, and Elisa tried to get the ball through to Mbappe. It goes all the way back to the goalkeeper, Bono. Here's Morocco in possession in their own half, moving the ball from side to side. Kone as Illinois, Kone took the ball off, and how is that a foul on Morocco? Oh, yeah, he did step on Kone's foot. Accidental, though. Free kick to France. I've looked at a replay of the Digna chance. Why the goalkeeper did well. He saved the ball, was going right behind him. Here's Digna in possession. Gets the ball, Due to Digna. To Saliba. It's a ball out right to Kunde. Kone runs ahead of him. Here's Elise in possession. Elise gets into the 18-yard box. Does well to win the ball back. And the ball fumbled around and got to Morocco. Here's Morocco with Brahim Diaz. And Diaz bundled over by Saliba. And it's a free kick to Morocco. Here's Bono in possession. Gets the ball to Mazouari. Mazouari gets the ball inside to Illinois. Illinois pocket pick there by Dembele, but the ball rolls mercifully out there to El Canous, who's now switched wings, as El Canous is now on the right wing. Diop to Bono. Bono quickly, and I would say nervously, get the ball back to Diop there on the right. Here's Illinois. Has Morocco now starting to probe, but here's Brahim Diaz. Running at the French back line, gets the ball out left. And the cross couldn't get by the first man. And it was Talibe who tried to get the ball inside. Here's Digna in possession to Due all the way back to Saliba. As we have 5 minutes left in the first half, we're definitely going to have at least 7 minutes of stoppage time, at least. As Morocco in possession, seemingly trying to play the ball out for the first half. Ball back to Mazwari. Mazwari out left. Here's El Canous. Bundled over there by Upamecano, and a foul has been called. Okay. Rabiot bundled over there by Onani. It's a free kick. Free kick to France, deep in their own half. Here's Saliba driving the ball forward. Gets the ball back to Kone. Kone now chooses to go forward to Mbappe. Mbappe looking long, trying to get the ball in behind the French back line. And Dembele with Marshall there as Morocco is back in possession. Boy, he's been careless, a little careless with the ball there. I mean, the ball eventually got to the goalkeeper, but nervous times here. Throw in for France. Here's Upamecano. It's the ball to Elisa. Kone does well to take the ball off Boad's foot here. Here's Kone going down the left wing. Does well get the ball back to Doué. Doué now back inside of Rabiot. Rabiot to Mbappe. Mbappe has three defenders of company, but he's able to work the ball out right to Upamecano. Here's Upamecano. It's the ball into Dembele. And Upamecano tried to send Koundé in behind. A little bit overtouched there, and it's a goal kick to Morocco. 'm curious to know how much, as we look at Antoine Griezmann in the stands, I'm curious to know how much stoppage time is going to be there because that was at least 4 or 5 minutes wait for the penalty. So theoretically, with the 3 minutes of with the 3 minutes of stoppage, it should be at least 8 minutes. 5 minutes. It's crazy. Here's Elisa gets the ball inside behind, and the goalkeeper was smart to get off the line there and get to the ball before Mbappe. We got 5 minutes of stoppage time here. Here's Doué. Doué does well. I know Lisa. Man, really Salah Brahim Diaz right there, so like that. Here's a ball out right. Here's Dembele running at the back line on the right wing. Finds the ball here at the top of the box. As Mbappe laid it down well for Rabiot. Rabiot puts it out left to Digna. Digna back to Doué. Doué back to Saliba. Saliba out right to Kone. Kone line up a shot. And that was a powerful strike there and deflected off of Moroccan. But Dembele does well to decide to keep it in. Here's Elisa, top of the 18. Has Mazwari for company. Mazwari blocks the shot. And here's Dua, and it's off the top of the bar as Digna with a shot. They're saying the goalkeeper did not touch that. Oh, come on. That's a corner. How the referee don't say that's a corner? Anyway, France back in possession. Here's Kunde. Gets the ball out right. Here's Dembele. Ball goes all the way back. Upamecano. Upamecano looking far left for Due. Due does well. Going down the left wing. And the foul is called on Due. Here's Morocco in possession. Can Morocco sneak a goal here right before the end of the first half? This would be devastating for France. Here's Brahim Diaz trying to get the ball in. And the goalkeeper referee call a handball. Rabiot, wow. Free kick to Morocco. It's about 20 yards away from goal on the right side of the 18-yard box. It would be hard to put a ball on target here. They definitely have to put a cross into the box. But Hakimi is brazen enough to try to go for it. Brahim Diaz seems interested in this free kick. This might be a dangerous free kick, you know. This might be a dangerous free kick. Here's Hakimi, and he does go for it on the near post, but it was way wide. All right, ref, you can blow it off now. End of the first half. And he does blow it off. It's end of the first half for France. 0-0 as Kylian Mbappe missed a penalty. 0-0 at the first half. A lot to play for the second half. You know, and I will be right back during the halftime break. Oh, I'm over here talking on mute the whole time. Big up to Thoban. Big up to Thoban as the players are getting ready to come out for the second half. Apologies, I was over here talking on mute. No, but when we are doing watch along, when the games go to halftime, we go to halftime as well. There's nothing else to talk about. Um, France missed their penalty and it still stays 0-0. Morocco can feel well about where they are. Morocco has given some form resistance. As the French players are out and Morocco is slowly coming out. So 0-0 at the half, getting ready to kick off the second half. Intriguing game, intriguing game. There's so many storylines surrounding this World Cup that I'm choosing not to get involved in it. I know it's not good for content. I know that if I want BCN Sports to be a successful content creator, we have to stay hip with the times. We have to stay hip with the commentary that people want to hear, right? But I'm at the point now where I think I'm too old to run down that kind of thing. As we have a kickoff for the second half, I'm at the point now where I'm staying away from that kind of content. I'm staying away from that type of commentary. I don't think it adds any um benefit to what our goal is. Our goal is to bring sports commentary from a Caribbean perspective and the pasa pasa, as we say in the Caribbean, I don't have any time to waste on that, man. If I want to do pasa pasa, I'll go watch some shade room or something. Throwing to Morocco midway in their half here as we have the start of the second half. No substitutions yet. No surprise there. We now have a throw in for France. Ball is with Saliba. Saliba gets the ball out left to Digna. Digna to do it back to Digna. Digna back to Saliba. Saliba to Upamecano. Here's Upamecano out right to Kunde. Dembele shows for the ball. Dembele gets the ball. Here's Elisa. As Morocco staying disciplined in their shape. Here's Dembele. Tries to play the ball inside through the defender's legs. But it goes straight to Mazrari. And here's Morocco with one of their few chances far away up on top. Here's the chance. This is a good chance here for Morocco. Here's Brahim Diaz into the box. He has two players on the back post. And Kunde is there. Heads it up. But it only goes as far as Talibe. Or to Talbi. And here's Talbi in possession. Sizing up Kunde. It's a ball inside. And Onai miscontrols there. And now France is back in possession. Here's Digna trying to get Due going. Ball taken away by Hakimi. Here's Illinois to Onai. And Morocco now slows down the pace again. Ball out left. Here's Talbi. It's the ball inside. Tries to get the run there by El Canoes. And Talbi is ushered away there by Opamecano. And here's Kone in possession. Trying to get Dewey in behind. And actually does get Dewey in behind. And the ball goes out for a goal kick, I believe. As Dewey was in behind there. If he had a better first touch, that would have been problems for Morocco. And the ball went off for a goal kick. Goal kick to Morocco. Trying to go short, thinking about going short. Insisted on going short. Now the goalkeeper, now they go short to Boad. And now they decide to go long. And France now easily wins possession. Here's Rabiot, almost gets in there by Olise. But Morocco does well to get away here. Can they turn this defense into attack? Try to get the ball out left to Talbi, and it's a little bit too long there, and it's now a throw-in for France. But Morocco is showing their ability to convert defense into attack quickly. They just need a little bit better execution there in the final third. As Kone is down. He looks to be in a spot of bother here. Throw in for France. Now the ball gets all the way back to Saliba. Here's Saliba in possession. It's the ball to Rabiot. It's going to get the ball to Upamecano. Upamecano gets the ball out right to Olise. Having Salah Edienne for company. Forces the ball back to Kone. Here's Kone. Trying to get through three Moroccan defenders and ushered out, and Morocco back in possession. And the ball goes all the way back to their goalkeeper. Here's Kone again with a crunching tackle, but Morocco comes away with possession. Can they turn this defense into attack again? This could be dangerous here. Danger signs up here for France. Here's Talbi. Try to get the ball inside. And a corner kick here for Morocco. Morocco is definitely loving life here in the second half compared to what happened in the first half. Here's Tabi, puts the ball in, deflected there by Mbappe. And the ball will go out. It'll be a goal kick for France. So ball out left to Digne. Here's Olise in possession. Plays the ball to Mbappe. Gets the ball back to Kone. Kone outright to Kunde. Kunde further right to Dembele. Dembele has Olise for company. Tries to get to Elisa, but deflected. Here's Due. Trying to loot the ball for Elisa. Here's another chance for Morocco to turn defense into attack. As Talbi has Upamecano for company, and Upamecano does well to get the ball out for throwing to Morocco deep in the French half. Like I said earlier, Morocco is definitely enjoying the second half. Free kick here for France. Yeah, Morocco definitely enjoying life in the second half. Another bad giveaway here, but Kone makes up for it, gets the ball back. And here's Mbappe. It's the ball out left to do it on his right foot with a long shot. And the goalkeeper was struggling there to get behind it, but eventually he caught it. What happened with this ball? Why the goalkeeper look so... Oh, a nervous save there by the Moroccan goalkeeper. Something that should have been a lot easier than it looked. Here's Saliba getting the ball out to Upamecano. Upamecano gets the ball to Dembele. Dembele back inside to Olisa. Olisa gets the ball in to Upamecano. Upamecano to Saliba. Saliba choosing Mbappe. Mbappe to Digna. As France is now starting to reapply their quick pass and movement. Here's Olisa, gets by two defenders. A chance for Mbappe, and over the bar. That should have scored. Would have been offside. It would have been offside, though. But just like that, warning signs are up for Morocco. A good touch there by Dembele. Get the ball out to Digna quickly. Do it quickly on the left. Here's Mbappe inside the 18. Forced to go back to Digna. Digna back to Rabiot. Rabiot to do it. Do it with a back heel to Mbappe. Here's Olisa. As we see the multitude of subs warming up there on the Moroccan bench. Mbappe holds it up back post and goes out for a goal kick to Morocco.
And I'm like, my grass is half an inch too high.
Free kick to Morocco at the half line. Not really missing much. When France is in possession, they're able to pick out little spots, and it seems like Morocco is okay living on that edge. And Morocco seems like they want to find an opportunity to run at the French backline. It's definitely set up for a counter-attacking game. Here's Coney with a good turn. Get the ball out left to Digna to do it. I keep saying do it for Digna. But here's Digna now in possession. Gets the ball back to Dewey. A little bit harder there. Dewey does well. Rabiot does well to step in for the ball. Here's Digna looking for a cross for the back post. Mazraoui was able to get it up. And that was a rotted goal. Kylian Mbappe. What a goal. What a goal. What a goal. What a finish by Mbappe. It's 1-0 for France. That's some finish. That is some finish there by Mbappe. Goal by Kylian Mbappe in the 68th minute as it's now 1-0 to France. Morocco had made two substitutions as they now has to start coming out, and Diop again going through Mbappe. this is where France can be dangerous. When you're now forced to chase the game, they can put couple goals behind you in a flash of seconds as ball gets in, cleared away there. Here's Morocco. Can they get a breakaway here as the sub? Who's this? Rahimi? Yeah, Rahimi tried to break down the left wing and just overran the chip pass. Here's Dembele, and it's now 2-0. This is it. This is it with France. That's exactly what I'm saying with France. You don't. This is like nightmare scenario for you if you're playing against France. This can get ugly because now Morocco has to chase the game. It's now 2-0. Two zero. Goals by Mbappe and Dembele as the French keeps marching on. As we now enter the hydration break, enter in the final quarter. Big, big, big goals by France. You know what? I think we're missing. And because Benton, Benton says Morocco is the last hope for Africa. Yeah, Benton, but France is just at another level, man. This French team, they're just on another level. I know Benton said that you want to see teams get tested and before you can declare them World Cup winners. And I don't think France have had that bad game as yet, and every team has a bad game in the World Cup. Some might argue the Paraguay game. I don't know, but France is just on a different level. They really are. As Benton says, you know what? France is Africa FC. I was going to say, and the choice of words is perfect. African FC because FC is is football club, and you have a football club by transferring in players. So you don't necessarily have local players, you transfer your players in. So yeah, France is definitely an FC team of Africa. With Rabiot being there for fair play. As France is now making a substitution, and Kone is coming off, and Zaire Emery is coming on. Why talk about an embarrassment of riches? My gosh. They're back for the hydration break. France looking long. Try and get them belly down the right wing. Benton says Dembele might be locking up another Ballon d'Or. Yeah. It's very hard. It's very hard to vote against Dembele. Uh, French League champion, Champions League champion. Did PSG win the French Cup? I don't know. Maybe they did. And if they can complete this World Cup, yeah, be very hard to bet against Dembele, because he has not been a passenger in this World Cup campaign. He has contributed with some beautiful goals. Here's Talbi. Now, if Mbappe wins the Golden Boot, it becomes a very a good litmus test for what's the measurement for the Ballon d'Or. Because if France wins the World Cup, let's say hypothetically, France wins the World Cup, Mbappe wins the Golden Boot and also breaks the record. Because for Mbappe to win the Golden Boot, he has to break the record, right? The record that him and Messi basically currently has. So it will become record breaking hype versus trophies. That's what the Ballon d'Or will come down to. Um, so yeah, a lot to play for though. A lot more games left. France does look unbeatable. They do look like that, but a lot of games have to be played. They have at least two more games left to be played after this, or at most two more games. And again, they'll be going up against the winner of Spain versus Belgium. That game will be tomorrow. And then Saturday, you have the other two games, England versus who England play against again? Why am I drawing a blank on the England? Oh yeah, England versus Norway and Argentina versus Switzerland. So a lot to play for, a lot to play for before we get to what a lot of people expect to be France versus um, Argentina in the final. Another substitution in for Morocco. And there's a free kick awarded here to France. Ball out left to Digna as we have 15 minutes left, and we've seen some dramatic comebacks in the World Cup. Can Morocco dent this French back line and make them a little nervous here in the last 15 minutes or so? One thing is for sure, if they want to do that, they have to get the ball up quickly. They are playing like it's still 0-0. And France is very comfortable giving Morocco possession of the ball in their half. And then Mbappe is down again. France is ready in another substitution. I've got 15 minutes left in the game. Looks like Mbappe's race has been ran. The captain's armband is off. He's waving to the fans. High fives all around. As both Mateta and Barcola is on. So you were Morocco, you see in the back of Mbappe, you start thinking maybe. You can feel a little bit better, and then you look at it, you see Barcola and Mateta coming on, you be like, golly. Because Mateta gives you a different flavor up top. You know, more of a target nine that the Moroccan defenders have to be aware of where he is. A different flavor. And here's Due looking for Mateta and ball taken off his instep there. That would have been a half volley shot on goal there. Good defending there, and Dewey was doing so well running back, and the referee called foul. Okay, interesting. But here's Morocco in possession. Can they find that goal? Can they find that pressure creating goal? A goal right now goes a long way for the runners-up to the recent AFCON. The final African team left in the competition. Here's Hakimi. Can it put the ball in the box? It does. Rahimi. Here's Rabiot. Does so ever so well to get the ball down there. Here's Elise. Gets the ball there too. And oh, that's a good cross in there, but Mateta by Barcola, but Mateta wanted the layback. The ball runs across the face of the goal. It goes out for a corner kick. Corner kick to France. And then Bella plays it short to Elisa. Elisa to Rabiot. Rabiot cuts his man and leaves him for dead. As Kunde gets the ball out to Elisa. Elisa back to Rabiot. Rabiot to Upamecano. Upamecano over to Emery. Emery further left out there to Digna. Does he have a cross in his foot? He does. Try to get, but and that is the threat I was talking about with Mateta, as almost gets his head to that one. But fortunately, the ball trickled his way back to the goalkeeper's hand. Benton says, will Ariane Tushimene be back soon? I mean, I just saw him on the bench. He looks very happy. I don't know what the reports are saying, but the mere fact that you took off Kone and put on Zaire Emery is telling to me that Tushimene is either not ready to go or the Shams don't feel a need to rush him back right now. So, and to be honest, Kone has done well deputizing for Tushimene. And that's the thing with France. They have so many injuries, or they have a couple injuries, lose some players, make some substitutions, and you don't have that much of a drop off. I really don't see that much of a drop off between Kone and Tushimene. I would even say that Kone is a little bit more mobile than Tushimene. Here's Hakimi. Cuts the ball in on his favorite right foot. Asking for a foul. Did not get any. And now the referee calls back the ball and says it's a foul on Rabiot. It's about 24 yards away from goal. Well, no, actually, it's about 28, 29 yards away from goal. Almost 30 yards out. And a shot here, and the goalkeeper, Magnan, down. Smartly to push the ball up, but he didn't push it wide. It was a good shot there by Onani. The ball was definitely straight to the goalkeeper. He could have done better with it. Anyway, here's Morocco back in possession. Looking dangerous, but can they find that one goal? Corner kick in here to Morocco. Ball headed on for the near post and it hits the side netting. As Illinois is close. Another substitution here for Morocco. 6 minutes left in regular time. Goal kick set long, and it's a throw-in for Morocco. Here's Amrabat in possession. Morocco probing. Ball gets in, and it's easy meat and drink for Magnan. Here's Magnan looking long. So ball out, this is Barcola. Barcola running at the back line. Mateta makes a good dummy run and another good dummy run, and Elisa trying to pass the ball into the far post. Got his bearings wrong there, but there was two dummy runs there, one by Mateta and one by Dembele. Created a good chance there for France. Here's France in possession with Elisa. As we're working our way down to the final minute here, getting to the long, close to the long whistle. Here's Dembele try to get Mateta, but here Mateta is not on the same page. Mateta wants to run behind the line. Dembele looking for a short ball, easily taken out there by Morocco, as we've reached about desperation time now for Morocco. They're chasing the game. Here's Barcola, easily gets into the 18-yard box. Tries to find him, goes for it himself, goes near post. And the goalkeeper does well to save it and send it off for a corner. Corner kick to France. He had me fooled. I thought he was going to try to get Mateta the ball. As we see, an ice pack wrapped around the ankle of Kylian Mbappe. Here's the corner kick. Heads go up and Mateta puts the ball over the bar. Got to it first. Should have done better with that one, Mateta. Should have done better with that one. So goal kick for Morocco. Gets the ball back in play quickly. Forced to go back to Mazraoui, who goes over to Diop. Morocco is unable to go forward with a level of consistency or with a level of threat. They keep getting forced back when they get to certain areas of the field. Just like right now, Rahimi had the ball on the left and he's forced all the way back to Mazraoui. I don't know if it's a French setup. I don't know if Morocco if the players are too stagnant. I don't know. But here they are, trying to play the ball in between the lines and easily cut out there by Upamecano. And Magnan tries to send Olisa down, but it goes up for a throw-in to Morocco as Morocco gets the ball back again. Approaching the 89th minute. definitely, if Morocco wants to make something of this game, they need to score within the next minute. Have to find a goal from somewhere. I think the first thing you have to do is get the ball in the box, as they do right now. Ball heads on, and ease and meat and drink for the goalkeeper. 2-0 France. What's been impressive about them is that it's been easy going for them. They haven't been stressed. And I find that to be very impressive. As the French flags are up and flapping in the wind. So you go Hakimi. He had a good World Cup. Morocco had a good World Cup. He just ran into a bigger side. They're ready to see how much stoppage time is left. And it's giving us 6 minutes of stoppage time. Interesting. Ball played all the way back to the French goalkeeper. So France took care of their business. I expect Spain to navigate around Belgium tomorrow, even though, you know what? Belgium has failed so many times at the World Cup. And failed might be a strong word, but Belgium has underperformed or failed to meet their lofty expectations with their golden generation, right? I know that this golden generation has turned into bronze or copper or whatever. Okay, you still have some members of the golden generation are still there, but they are way long in the tooth. This could be the World Cup where they slip, trip, fall, and make it to the semis. I don't think they can beat France. But this could be the World Cup where they come out of the woodwork, surprise everybody. Because I don't think many people had Belgium making it to the quarterfinals. I don't. Um, it would have surprised me if Belgium beats Spain tomorrow. Honestly, would not be surprised. Um, Over in other bracket, I expect England to beat Norway, and I expect Argentina to take care of Switzerland, setting up for a very good semi-final. That England Argentina semi-final is going to be a very good game. I think that could be one of the games of the tournament. Really do. Um, so we'll see how that work out if the games play out that way. But that side of the bracket I think is clear. We got 4 minutes left in a foregone conclusion. It's really done. Free kick to France in their own half. Here's Olise. Gets by his man easily and proceed to drag him down. Free kick again to France. Good tournament, Morocco. Good tournament. Morocco's always going to be up against it in this game, but I expected a little bit more fight from them, but France really took the game away from them. Here's Mateta with a chance, and it might be three, and a good kick save here by the goalkeeper. I don't think Mateta caught it that well, but he did catch it well enough where he's putting it to the left side of the goalkeeper, and the goalkeeper did well getting down and sweeping his foot, get the ball out. Morocco tried to run at the French back line, but they are running with only 3 players. So even when them being down, it's almost like Morocco, they can't even throw caution to the wind. They had a breakaway a while ago. It should be a lot more players going forward, and they didn't have enough. And an audacious attempt there. He might as well just kick a ball from half line, see the goalkeeper off his line. We're entering the final minute of stoppage time. All right, ref, you can blow it off now, ref. Free kick to France, although Lisa wins the ball and gets shot down, entering the last 30 seconds of the game. Ref, you can blow it off now. Think we've all collectively seen enough. As the Moroccan fans start to head to the exits, and it's all over. France defeated Morocco 2-0. First game of the quarterfinals, as France will now await the winner of Spain versus Belgium. That game will be played tomorrow evening. Um, that's it. As the World Cup goes from the final eight, and we start to figure out who the semifinalists would be. Let me just remind you again of the upcoming schedule. Tomorrow, Spain will be playing Belgium at 3 p.m. Eastern. Then on Saturday, Norway will be playing England at 5, and Argentina will be playing Switzerland at 9 o'clock. I don't think I'll be able to do the watch along tomorrow, but definitely Saturday should be around for the watch along for both 5 o'clock and 9 p.m. Hopefully, this sinus infection I have goes away, man. Lee, if you ever had a sinus infection, your whole face feel cloudy and I just feel a mess. But anyway, that's it. People, do remember you can follow us on Instagram at Ball Chat Podcast, on Blue Sky at Ball Chat Podcast, on Facebook at Ball Chat. You can also email us at ballchatpodcast@gmail.com. France victorious with a 2-0 victory. I'm going to say a comfortable 2-0 victory over Morocco as they now await the winner of Belgium versus Spain. All to play for as the quarterfinals start for the World Cup. Let's see who will make it to the final four as the great World Cup is start to dwindle down to the end.